Hello and welcome to another video. And in this video we're gonna be talking about prices of everything. Okay, it's 2025 and everything is more and more expensive. Food is expensive, gas is about to get way more expensive. Toys, if we can find it, they are gonna be really expensive, and they are really expensive right now. Some toys have doubled in price since the tariff went in effect. Also, we're just having all kinds of high prices in service like gas, water, electricity. They are all raising their prices, and it's just hard to afford everything. In this video we're gonna be talking about we're gonna have people that are gonna be talking about how pricey things are as of right now. I can afford 2025. That's the thing. I can't afford 2025. It's just too expensive.
Serious question, how are people affording anything in 2025? I'm having surgery in 2 weeks on my neck, so I was told to get certain types of shirts so it wouldn't bother the area. I go to Goodwill. I'm looking at prices $9.99 for used shirts that are of no brand of value at all anywhere. Like maybe it was Target, I don't even know. I probably could go to Target and get it for like brand new for the same price at this point. I don't know. But seriously, how is it that I have just gotten priced out of a thrift store? Not only that, I cannot remember the last time I actually went out and had a meal in a restaurant. We do not order out. We don't even get pizza because we're trying to save everything for 2025 with all of my health stuff. I am so sick of my own fucking cooking. You have no idea. I'm a bad cook. And I am so freaking tired of my own food. But how do people afford to go to a restaurant, sit down, and have a meal? Like, that is a foreign concept to me at this point. And I can't remember the last time I went and saw a movie in a theater. I can't even afford to rent them on demand. I will show you what I do. This is what I do. I have an enormous DVD collection. And this is all I can afford, because I will get these at the thrift stores. Cheap as shit. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm 20 years old again and I'm living pennies to pennies and can't afford dick anymore. How are people doing this?
People that buy in use, where you can buy used items, they just saying that the prices are too expensive. I just don't go to Goodwill. I just don't go to Salvation Army. I just don't go to any of those stores. I don't know what is that store in your town, but I just don't buy used things in general. And the few times that I've been there, I just feel like the prices are so expensive that I put $2-3 more and I can buy a brand new. And it's just been forever, but now they saying that it's just the prices are even more expensive than what they used to be. I used to, like, when I got to this country, in my country we just don't have, I don't know right now, we may have right now, but we don't have places that we can buy things used. All the things you can buy it, people will buy things new. And when I got to this country, I was like, oh, places where you can buy used things, and I just was like to try it, and the price is like, oh, probably if I get these pants for like $4, I can just wait until any store have a sale and just buy this same pant for $10. So I just, like, for me, like, it didn't make sense. I would prefer to buy something new, like put $6 and buy it brand new. But yes, everything is just getting so expensive, and it is a common complaint amongst everybody that visits Goodwill. I never been a person that I like use items. I'm not really a person that believe in energy, okay? And I think that when someone use something, it have the energy of that person. I'm really picky with those things, so I do try to buy everything that I can new, okay? I may buy like a lower quality things, but I do buy things new. I don't buy clothes that is used. Sometimes if someone gives me something that is already used, I may can wear it once or twice, but I'm not a big person in buying used things. I don't buy used furniture, so I would just buy like a lower quality furniture if I have to, but I don't like to have used things. It's just me. But people that buy in like used stores, you know, people that third
You want to know why more parents aren't having these in 2025? The answer is daycare. And I know that won't come as a surprise, and I've heard it for years, but until you become a parent and see the figures yourself, I don't think you can truly understand. So I just thought I'd try and break it down for you. So a few years back, I went to go buy my car, and we're sitting in the dealership talking payments, and we decide on $350 a month for my car payment. And I know you're thinking, why are we talking car payments? I thought we were talking about daycare. I only bring it up because my daycare is $350 a week. And some quick math will tell you that that is $1,400 a month, and that doesn't include the credit card processing fee that we have to pay on top of that every single week. And funnily enough, $1,400 is also very similar to our mortgage payment. You know, that mortgage payment that we had to have multiple bank checks, credit checks, income verification to make sure that we could make this monthly payment. Yet parents are expected to just come out of pocket on top of all of our other finances and cough up $1,400 a month, in addition to diapers, wipes, formula food, toys, clothes, everything else that a parent has to take on with a new baby. Childcare costs in the US are no joke. It's honestly a crisis. And so before you ask someone the next time why they're not having kids, why they're waiting, yeah, it's probably financial reasons, and it goes beyond the basic necessities of having a baby. This is why you see so many parents choose to be single income families and have one of the parents stay home with their child, because $1,400 a month is really close to a lot of people's monthly income. But I know there's millions of families just like ours where we physically can't afford for neither of us to work. I'm an independent contractor, and I make more money in our family but have no benefits. My husband has a great job, wonderful benefits, but we can't do without health insurance, life insurance, retirement. So it's not really an option for either of us to stay home. So here we are, a normal middle class family, just making it. I know there's no good solution to this. You know, we're getting by. And honestly, I'm just venting right now, but people don't understand the hidden cost of having a kid. So that's just some food for thought.
The daycare situation is a big problem for the parents that have kids. It's just babies the most, okay? Babies are the more expensive ones. Babies are the ones that they charge you an arm and a leg. So if you are in the market for have babies, okay, just think twice before having it. So, and it's just what she said, you know, it's just better to just stay at home. She understand what some parents, they just stay at home, but in her case she cannot do it because she made more money than her husband, but she doesn't have the benefits, she doesn't have insurance, she doesn't have retirement, she doesn't have all the benefits that the husband has. So she's forced to keep working because they cannot afford to, both of them don't go to work. But you know what, who have a plan for that? You know who have a plan for that? Who if it would have won, it would have made it easy for us to get out and work. Hillary Clinton, they have a plan for free child care, or for the child care wasn't more of the 10% of your income. They have a subsidized plan for all females or everybody they want to, because we also have single dads, okay? If you're a single dad, please comment below, okay? How is your life as a single dad or as a single mom, perhaps? Sometimes we just have only one member of the family to take care of the kids. So she have a plan when she was running for president for each family can pay less than 10%, okay? A fixed rate for childcare, and make it less than 10% of your income if you need to apply for childcare. So the government will subsidize some of the childcare, but she didn't want, and it surprised me that so many females voted against this. I was like, what? And even single moms, I was like, what? What is the problem when people vote against their best interests?
I just had a friend request from somebody that I tried to help purchase a house a couple years ago. And back then, this person's budget was probably like $170,000. $200K was the max. Interest rates at that time were like in the threes, fours. The husband was the sole provider for that family. He was actually pre-approved at that time. The problem was that he was not working on his credit score the way he was supposed to. He was also not saving his money the way he should have. When opportunities would present themselves, we would lose out on them because this guy was not ready. Today, if he tried to purchase a house, he would not qualify. In today's market, I can't find him what he was looking for back then. And that's really sad, guys, because that means he will probably, unless something drastic happens where he comes across a ton of money, inherits a property, he's probably going to continue to rent for the rest of his life. How many of you guys have been waiting and now you're in a similar position? We used to qualify people making $28,000 a year. Today, those that are making under $50,000, my God, it's such a borderline qualification. You add a car payment on your debt and that's it. You no longer can qualify. Buying a house in El Paso, Texas used to be a large possibility for many, many people. Today, that window continues to close every year, and one day that will not be an option for a lot of you guys out there who continue to wait.
I don't want to trigger anyone by talking about this, but like, how much money are we spending on groceries a month? I just went over our budget for last month, and our family of four spent $1,200 on groceries. And like, yes, that does include like household items like toilet paper, paper towels, like household items, but $1,200. We're not eating all organic. We're not eating like anything out of the ordinary. We're just like a normal American diet. Like when did this happen?
How are we doing? How are we doing? Went to the grocery store. Let me show you what I got. It was just a quick run. Trash bags, a few command strips, only 2 pre-made food things, and 2 little Easter basket type things I'm gonna put in. Little magnets. That's it. That's all I got. $121.
I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna start soon.
Dude, $12.44.
Patties? Come on. Bro, $12.28 for some taquitos. Can't even afford eggs. Bro, $9.92 for a frozen pizza. The same price as the Uno's one, bro. Bro, frozen fish nugget bites, $6.62.
Okay, so mass looting. This is something that we all have seen on the news, and this person is making a joke about it, but it's also kind of hinting that, hey, the way that prices are going, it's almost to be expected that something like this could happen. Like, let's not be surprised. And I didn't even think about that until I saw this video, and I thought, oh wow, okay, so can this be something that does happen? What do you think? This is when you have to go back to your basic rice and beans and bananas and carrots and just a few things like that, not getting anything that's prepackaged, not buying all of the more of the luxury items, but just items that you know are the basic necessities for you and your family. And this is also why I am such a proponent of buying things in advance, stocking up on food, being prepared for times like this, because the only way to really combat inflation is to buy things in advance, to change up what you are buying, to start to grow your own food, to find local sources of basic food items like your farmers, whatever they're producing, things like that, because it's getting very, very difficult to survive and be able to feed your family in the same way that you are used to. You just almost can't do it anymore.
Let's talk about the price of groceries, and let's talk about the price of housing. People making $150,000, they cannot afford in this market to buy a house. Okay, people making a ton of money and be unable to buy groceries. Okay, how if you make $50 more? Okay, you are poor, but you are not poor enough to qualify for food stamp. I've been there and done that. Okay, because I made $50 more, I cannot qualify for food stamp. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And yes, not only regular people, middle class people that is not be able to afford food, because if you have mortgage to pay or house to pay plus groceries plus student loans plus car payment with insurance, you just right there you are over $4,000 that you only had to pay. And what is the income right now? Most of the people, they make $4,000, $5,000, so you just left with $10 for the week after you got paid. Yeah, and the gas prices, they are not gonna go, they are not gonna be lower, they're gonna just raise up. And now with the war in Iran, um those people produce oil, so we're just gonna be stuck paying higher prices in gas too. This is no fun.
As I'm growing older, I'm just seeing like all these jobs I work at like don't really mean much. Like it just helps pay my bills and helps me like stay afloat and pays for the roof on my head. But it's like, what else does it give? And I think that's what a lot of people are realizing is like you get like 25 or 30 bucks an hour, if not more, maybe even 100 grand. But it's like, shit, what can I get with it when everything is so expensive these days? Houses are 500 grand and they're shitty. In some areas, maybe 300 grand, and depending on the area. But it's like, is it really worth it for some house? You're paying so much for just like to live or like own something, and like all these taxes and insurance and bills. It's just like, holy shit, what am I even working for? And that's why I'm seeing like a lot of homeless people like that just give up. Like, it's crazy.
Living in America in 2025 feels like you're trying to breathe while someone's hand is over your mouth, and they're charging you rent for it. As soon as you get paid, it's gone. You buy groceries and the bags are lighter. You fill your tank and the needle mocks you. Food's up, rent's up, insurance, utilities, coffee. I mean, even your damn toothpaste is up. Everything's up, except the paycheck. Oh, and everything's also smaller. Shrinkflation? Yeah, that's the way they rob you while smiling in your face. You're not imagining it. The box is smaller. The portions are skimpier. The price is higher, and you're supposed to eat it with a smile. This isn't bad budgeting. This isn't laziness. This is a rigged game where everyone at the top profits and everyone at the bottom is a slave. We're getting taxed, drained, and blamed every step of the way. If you feel it too, you're not crazy. You're just living in America in 2025. And it's fucking brutal.
Reason why millennials and Gen Z can't afford to buy a house right now is not because they're lazy. It's not the $7 lattes and it's not the avocado toast. And there's no doubt that working hard and saving money is what most first-time homebuyers need to do before they buy a home. But the biggest issue right now is wages are not keeping up with inflation. Home prices alone are up 60% in the last 5 years. To put that in perspective, if you were making $65,000 in 2020 and had no debt, you could have qualified for a $500,000 loan. And today in 2025, you would need to be making $100,000. But here's the thing, that $500,000 house isn't $500,000 anymore. It's $800,000. If you're watching this video and bought a house prior to 2020, ask yourself this. If you had to do it all over again, could you buy the house you own right now with today's market price and your current income? The truth for most of you, including myself, is no, I could not buy my house again if I had to do it right now. I would have to buy a house probably 10, 20 miles away from where I'm currently living. I would need to be making 70% more today than I was prior to 2020. And most people, their wages barely went up. So yeah, you can't expect buying a home to ever be easy, but it would be a lot easier if our wages were going up and interest rates weren't 7%.
People are just weird, bro. I just quoted somebody $7,900 on a mortgage, and they went, okay. And I went, you can't afford that. And they went, yeah, we can. And I go, no, you can't. And I go, can you? I go, look, there's one thing between qualifying, there's another thing between affording. You can't afford this. Tell me how you're going to afford it. Because I got to explain this if you guys ever come back.
Yep.
And they're like, well, we're going to have my mother-in-law move in, and then we're going to have this uncle move into another room. And so they're going to rent out a portion of their house in order to be able to substantiate the almost $8,000 mortgage. And then I'm like, well, what are you going to do if they move out? And they're like, well, we'll figure it out. And then I went, because I really don't want to do the deal, what are you going to do when they don't pay the rent, you have an $8,000 mortgage, and you can't work? And they're just like, well, they're going to risk it.
Well, just get it done. That's their bottom line.
Well, and then I go, you have no savings either. So if you can't save right now on a $4,000 mortgage, how are you going to afford an extra $4,000?
I think we're going to start seeing more refis. People are going to get tapped out. They have majority of their, the homeowners anyways, have majority of their nest egg in their house. So I think they're going to do cash out refis to be able to pay off credit card debt or sustain a way of life or anything like that. And then they're going to rinse and repeat.
Well, I just took that call literally 2 days ago for one of the clients in Ohio where she was like, look, I don't want to touch my rate. I'm at 3.5%, but if I have to, I need the cash out of my house.
That's when you know it's bad.
It is 2025. You need an emergency fund. There are too many things in life that can happen for you not to have one. You are literally living life on the edge if you don't have some money saved up. You know how much life is different when you have a problem and you have the money versus when you don't? Let me show you. It's gonna be how much? How am I gonna get the money? How am I gonna get the money? Damn, it's gonna cost how much? Damn. It is now day 24 of trying not to spend money on things I don't need. And really, this is the first line of defense, the emergency fund. A lot of people don't understand this. Your hot water heater might go out, your tire might blow, your check might not hit on the day it's supposed to hit. Anything can happen. So if you ain't got it, let's go get it. We gotta work some extra hours, pick up a new part-time job, a new gig or something. We gotta play the hand that's dealt to us.
Like the last video was how to create an emergency fund. That's really difficult because when you just live paycheck to paycheck, to having any savings is just really difficult. I tried before. It was almost close to impossible. I was trying to put like $100 a week. I was just working 3 jobs and I was trying to put like $100 a week. That was close to impossible. It was really difficult to just keep an emergency fund. But if you can do it, if you just can save $20 a week or $20 a day or whatever you can do, just please try to do it because it's expensive to be poor. Okay, do you remember that movie Straw? I just watched it like a couple weeks ago, and it surprised me, the lady on the bank, when she said it is so expensive to be poor. That got in my heart like, ooh, oh my God, ooh, it is really expensive to be poor, because we are the ones that cannot afford a car breakdown. We cannot afford having to move suddenly from a place to another one. We cannot afford so many things. That's why it just make it so expensive to be poor. We cannot invest. Okay, if you are in a poor situation, you cannot invest to make more money. It's just like one thing after another one that doesn't let you to progress in the way you want it. So but let's stay positive. Okay, let's just draw positivity. We are abundance, we are prosperity, and let's get the prosperity and abundance to find that. I'm trying to find my earring. That's what I'm doing right now, and I just saw it, so I don't know how it fell up. I'm like, oh, what happened to my earring? It just fell up. Okay, yes, and these are my only earrings. I don't have any other earrings. Okay, please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow, and it helps other people to find my content and my video. And I'm just gonna leave you guys my Cash App down there. If you guys want to Cash App me some money for earrings, I will be more than grateful. Thank you so much. Bye bye.